Morning, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation. As we can see from today's event, I think that the digitization of our economy and society is at the heart of the preoccupation of industry, of the Parliament, and I would say also that is at the heart of the preoccupations of the Commission, and we'll be soon announcing a DSM package on the 6th of April that will tackle some of those important aspects. But I wanted to say really that what I extract from this conversation here is that digital technologies such as Internet of Things or data analytics or robotics or the cloud computing, are seen by all of us as transforming products, process and business models, and therefore make a significant change in the global value chains. But for this digital revolution to be possible, there is, as we have seen today, one enabling infrastructure that links all of them, these communication networks, and that we can see as really the starting point for this digitization and actually to merge this physical and virtual world. This means that the communications networks, as has been said by some of my predecessor speakers, need also to evolve and adapt to these big challenges that are ahead. They cannot be anymore one size fits all or best efforts. We need really to move towards networks that can adapt to the versatile requirements of many usages, of many industries, and that can deliver guaranteed quality and ubiquitous quality of service to the various customers. This is, I think, precisely what is behind the concept and the vision of 5G, making communication networks really as innovation platforms rather than mere voice or data pipes. Through the 5G public-private partnership, we really want to design a 5G that is programmable, that is energy efficient, to pick on the points from Philippe, to be resilient, to be secure, to be providing tailored quality of services end-to-end for the customers. And I can say that so far I'm quite happy with the progress that we all collectively achieved in the 5G public-private partnership. Not only we believe that we are delivering first-class research, but we have also a clear strategic vision. Let me highlight one or two points on this strategic vision behind the 5G PPP. First, we want to build a global, unified standard, and I think that we have reached a long way by establishing connections, dialogues, actually joint declarations with different regions of the world, namely Korea, Japan, China, and more recently Brazil, and in the future hopefully with India and the United States. Why? Because we want to work together to avoid that we enter in battles on the standards for 5G between the big regions of the world. Second, we want to involve from the very beginning a new set of industries that are very relevant for the development of 5G technologies and the standards. And those are, as can be perceived by the previous speakers, vertical sectors like connected cars or telemedicine or smart grids or immersive media, smart manufacturing, etc. Those are some of the industry partners that we are and we need to involve in the definition of 5G and its own specifications. I'm quite optimistic at this point of the journey where we are that Europe is in the right track with all these initiatives. However, as been implied also in some of the previous presentations, we need to step up our ambition. We need to do more. We actually need to develop a common strategy to have 5G networks deployed in Europe. Let me just recall that we were first to research on 4G technology, but we are late in deploying it in Europe. And the real benefits of 5G can only be reaped if really we have 5G networks timely available in Europe too. This is why Commissioner Oettinger has announced in the Mobile World Congress just 1 month ago that the Commission worked together with industry to prepare what we call a coordinated action plan for 5G for Europe. 5G action plan for Europe. This action plan should be adopted later this year. We hope at the same time as the review for the telecom regulatory framework, which obviously we see itself as having a very clear 5G perspective. Importantly, 5G will serve, as we said all here, the rapidly growing Internet of Things by supporting the so-called verticals, and I mentioned some of them already. This focus on IoT is a key service differentiator on the European 5G agenda compared, for example, to some of our leading and friends Asian countries. So, in this reflection with the telecommunications sector that we already started towards the 5G action plan, we need now to involve more decisively the various verticals between now and the summer, so that the plan can be built upon concrete needs of businesses and of citizens. It is an open process, as Commissioner Oettinger has expressed in the Mobile World Congress. The 5G action plan should be focused, should be targeting no more than 4 or 5 really areas where we can jointly make a difference on the basis of large-scale cooperation. Let me give you 4 or 5 of the areas where I think that the 5G action plan can concentrate. First, on defining and agreeing on a calendar for commercial development or deployment. And for planning the intermediate steps, we have already some references right now, Jan, in particular for large-scale demonstrators. We talked about football, but maybe about connected cars, about cities. Second, a clear strategy to involve the vertical industries with the telecommunications sector. And this for a number of reasons, but 3 of them are very important. First, to increase business synergies between sectors, to open up the standardization processes to these new stakeholders that are putting the requirements on the 5G, and last but not least, and very importantly, to enable joint investment in infrastructure across different sectors. On fiber, already mentioned here very much, incentives to bring investment in fiber infrastructure to the next level, since there will be no 5G without ubiquitous fiber access, and obviously not minimizing the importance of complementary ways of communicating and infrastructures. But 5G will be very important to have a very powerful backhaul infrastructure based on fiber. This will be obviously important in the context of the dialogue between the Commission, the Member States and the European Union. A fourth topic is concrete proposals to make effective spectrum management strategy for 5G. Again, already very mentioned here, fitting the ambition of the single market in one sense, and in the other sense, making us working all together to make possibly the results of the World Radio Conference 15, better fit for the future by progressing in a collective understanding, working with the member states, working with industry, etc., and with other regions of the world. Last but not least, measures to ensure that the next EU telecom framework will be fit for this long-term perspective of 5G. And here, issues that have been already mentioned, like slicing or virtualization of networks, the promotion of more flexible standards, the evolving competition landscape, all of them need to be addressed. As you can see, as in conclusion, I think that we are ready to act to ensure that Europe will deliver on the timely deployment of 5G. We really look forward to the support of the Parliament. We are sure about the support from the industry, as we could see today here, as we cannot afford being left behind in what is possibly the most important transformation of society since the Industrial Revolution. Let me just use this opportunity to say that in the near future, in 1 month from now, we'll have a conference here in Brussels, the Net Futures 2016, where we'll be further debating the issues of 5G vision, roadmap to key standards, but also the aspects of IoT standardization deployment. This conference that takes place on the 20th and 21st of Brussels is another opportunity to continue this debate, and you are all warmly invited to attend. Thank you very much.